is being a short climber as much of a disadvantage as it seems like it is to somebody like myself? So I'm 6 feet with a kind of a neutral ape, and it
Uh-huh.
just every time I climb, I get very reachy. And
Mhm.
so it does seem like it would be a huge disadvantage, and yet here you are, like absolutely crushing. So, maybe you know something that I don't.
Being tall is a big advantage if if you're starting out climbing. So like if you're climbing like V0 to V6, especially indoors, it's probably going to be easier to climb if you're tall. But once you get to a more advanced level, I don't think that being short is that much of a disadvantage, especially outdoors. I think there's so many other things like finger strength, flexibility, explosiveness that like you can have as a short climber that will give you that edge to then it being an advantage actually. And I will caveat that and say like even though I feel like that's true that it's not that much of a disadvantage to be short, you're going to be limited to certain climbs as well. So like sometimes things are just not possible. I think if you're short, like there's no intermediate, it's let's say it's like a huge compression boulder and you literally just can't span it.
Right.
Sometimes you have to just be like, all right, maybe that one's not for me. I'll work on compression, but it does limit your population a little bit, but I wouldn't say a lot.
Yeah. That's I think a great point to make is at the gym probably as well when problems are being set, as you mentioned, kind of intended beta, there might not be intermediates at all on
Yeah.
certain gym problems. So do you climb the gym sets often, or you train on system boards?
I don't actually board climb. I was doing moonboard like once a week for some time to train for like a Mad Rock comp that I did on the TV2. But I just like kept injuring my fingers whenever I moonboarded. So I stopped doing that and I pretty much just climb on gym sets.
Do you climb with tall people as well, or is it a
I,
group of shorties?
no, I don't have that many short friends, honestly, and it's something I'm working on is like finding a group of like girls, like short girls that I can go and climb out with like at the same level. But as you know, like climbing is predominantly male dominated, so I'm having a hard time like finding that group. So I pretty much climb with like mostly taller guys, and even my partner, he's 6'2", so there's a
Yeah.
huge difference in how we
Probably
do
not sharing
things.
beta all that much.
No, I'm not sharing beta with like anyone in my group. Pretty much, I make sure like I get beta videos beforehand. Like if I can find a girl beta, like Sierra Rose Knott like lives in the area and she's like 5 foot. So if I see a video of her doing it, maybe I won't use her beta, but at least I know it's like in the realm of possibility. So yeah, finding like girl videos is really important. And then honestly, like usually that's just a guide and I have to just figure it out on my own. And it just takes longer for me because I can't use, I guess you wouldn't say intended beta because it's outdoors. I can't use like the popular beta, so I have to just be out there for a while, like putting my body in different positions and looking for intermediates and finding, like things that I can do to make it work. So it takes longer sometimes for sure. I can't really flash things very well.
All right, y'all. Quick second for our sponsor here. Would you like a free hat? Check this out, a free Struggle and Scarpa hat from our friends over at Scarpa. Right now, when you pick up a pair of climbing shoes, approach shoes, or trail runners using code STRUGGLE at checkout, you're going to score yourself this sick 5-panel hat for exactly $0. Let's go. And then also, you're going to be getting, of course, the best dang shoes in the game. For over a decade, I've been using Scarpas on the board, on the sets, and out on rock, as have crushers like Nathaniel Coleman, Alex Puccio, and Aiden Roberts, just to name a few. These shoes are amazing, y'all. Grab yourself some fresh rubber and a free hat using code STRUGGLE over at scarpa.com. That link is right down there in your show notes. Thank you for supporting the show. I appreciate it. Let's get back to this conversation. I'm curious, though, as a shorter climber who's been finding ways to um, pull through or find different ways of being flexible or beta, like what is it? Like what's the bag of tricks for someone who's 4'11" that's trying to climb something that maybe was established by somebody who's 5'11" or 6 something?
Yeah, I mean, physically, I would say yes, being flexible is super helpful. I stretch like almost every day and I can do the split, so that actually helps on the wall. So I mean, I would recommend everyone to get flexible. Like even like tall people can really benefit from getting some high feet up there. So stretching every day would highly recommend that. Um, I would say finger strength as you go up on the grades is probably like the most important thing. Like the harder you climb, like the more you're gonna have to crimp probably, especially like outside. So even if you don't like crimping, force yourself to do it anyways in the gym and maybe supplement it with some things to keep you safe, like hangboarding and block bowls. And then also you have to learn how to do things that you don't like to do. The first year of my climbing, I was pretty much strictly a slab climber. Like I loved slab and I felt like I wasn't strong enough to do any overhang. So I just like completely avoided any overhang climbs. And then I was like, ah, I can't climb like the grade difference between my slab and my overhang is like so extreme. Like I need to start just making myself do it, even though I don't like to do it. And now I love climbing overhang. It's like and I don't really climb slab that much. I still love it. But now overhang is like probably my strength. And so you probably don't like something because you're not good at it. The more that you force yourself to do it, you're gonna get better, and you just have to build that muscle of making yourself do things that you don't like to, and you'll become a better climber because of it.
So good. I love that. I love that you went from like not wanting to climb overhang to now just like absolutely dominating. Like that is your style. What's the anti-style now? What's the weakness that you're working on?
Let's see. I would probably say compression is is my weakness outdoors. Like I can climb V10 in my style, but I can't climb like a V5 compression boulder. And I think part of that maybe isn't completely like my fault because when you're more spanned out, it can be harder to move on a compression boulder.
Totally.
But that's definitely something I need to work on. And like I'm working on like doing more slopers and pinches. Like I have pretty small hands, so pinches are not the most fun for me. But just like getting on everything and like when um when I go outside with friends and we have like a whole list of climbs and I have my specific climb, but the guys have their climbs, like just getting on what they're climbing has helped a lot too. Like, like no pressure, just like we're here, like I'll just jump on it and that makes you better eventually if you keep doing it.
Hey, if you like this video, check out what I got going on over on Patreon. I've got over 100 hours of videos and bonus episodes with the absolute biggest names in rock climbing, from Adam Ondra to Magnus Mitbo, Alex Honnold, basically everybody under the sun. They're all right there, and you can watch them for free right now with a 7-day trial.